the Senate. Saw that one coming, didn't you, Rand? Kind of did. Well, listen, after I've said all these thank yous, this is a day that we celebrate, of course, the media of TV and radio and all of you that go into making it. But as has been reminded several times, many of us are trying to embrace new media. And I'm following Twitter myself, and I know you might have seen recently that Time magazine naming one of the 140 top Twitterers in the country, and I'm very proud of that. And if you would, at the same time you use the hashtag that you've been given, if you can add me as a follow, I'm going to put up my profile up there. What? Tell me you've never seen a 1970s Jew fro. Come on. You know, Wolf Blitzer still wears one. Before he walks in and gets made up, that's how he looks. But, you know, I have, and I'm proud to say this, I have over 18,000 followers. And I was feeling pretty good about myself until it became clear that, in fact, I was getting confused with other famous people who are on Twitter. And so I was kind of getting the follow. Let me show you a couple of them that I think I was confused for this one. I don't know. That's Rachel from Glee. I don't see it, but it could be this one. Again, I'm not really sure, but this one I kind of do understand. This is a little bit, this predates Ben Quayle, but here, that's clearly who people think I look like, and I'm getting a lot of followers because of it. What do I do now? I don't want that up there while I'm telling the rest of my jokes. There you go. So please follow me. I don't care who you think I am. That's but you know, this is not about the newest high-tech things. This is still about radio and TV, and I want to conclude by offering a little bit of advice to some of my colleagues who are here. I'm pleased to share the stage with some freshman members. And you know, I have a reputation in town for being something of a master of the person-to-person interview, and because of my calm, insightful, and my poise, the way I've added, you know, when people talk about they want more civility in politics, let's face it, they're talking about me. And so I have some tips I want to offer to my colleagues as they're doing these interviews. First is, listen carefully to the interviewer. You know, always want to communicate you care about what they say, that you respect what they have to say. Take a deep breath and then answer the question. And here, let me show you what I mean. In case they aren't.
Was she or was she not the Solicitor General of the United States?
That was not the part that I'm taking exception to, if you let me finish my thought.
I remember covering her confirmation hearing to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what goes on at Fox is actually coverage, but we'll get that to another conversation.
Okay.
Specific question.
Hold on, before we go to the subject, I just want to respond.
Let me ask the question. Number two, I asked you,
when a member of the majority, we have a disagreement that you've characterized.
Congressman, what should be the tax rate? Congressman,
you've characterized for me.
Please.
Now, let's face it. Now, let's face it, that's some dynamite TV. You see what I'm saying? Another tip that I would give to my colleagues is one that might sound intuitive, but you really have to concentrate to make sure it happens, and that is to maintain eye contact with your interviewer or with the camera. You know, for one, it shows you're listening again, but it also shows respect, so they don't think that you're a jerk when you're done. Here, let me show you an example.
The highest in the world.
Yeah, what about the other
12%?
The IRS gets them if they don't pay the taxes. Ask Wesley Snipes. You can't tell me the IRS isn't the enforcement arm here. It is.
No, I'll ask the question and you're not answering. Just tell me how is it fair?
Ready? You see, it's really not that hard. And the last tip I'd like to offer is a little bit of a signature thing of mine, so I'm letting my colleagues in on a little bit of a secret. The reporters and interviewers love a little positive reinforcement when you're done with your interview. They love a little, they want to be acknowledged. They have a very hard job. They want to know that the interview went well. And so here's a little trick that I started.
Go ahead.
What's the question?
Well, you
I heard your speech.
Right,
What's the question?
I got to go, Congressman. Thank you so much for coming on. All the best to you.
Great interview. Aces.
Thanks so much.
Now, I just want you to know, great interview, aces, that's my trademark, so don't steal it, Paul, I'm just saying. But in conclusion, let me express my gratitude to all of you. In all seriousness, like it's been said before, you are an important part of our life, an important part of the organism that makes politics work, and I'm sure that all of us, whether we say it or not, are realizing that tonight around the world there's some real tests, and we're particularly sympathetic, and our heart goes out to the people of Japan. And as Richard Engel showed us in his story, we always have to remember that half a world away there are 160,000 American men and women fighting for us in Iraq and Afghanistan and now in Libya. Let's keep them in our thoughts and our prayers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
The Honorable Anthony Weiner, everyone. And finally,